All right, it is Tuesday morning, October 4th. We are live on Guild Wars 2 on the brand new patch, which had a whole host of changes, which I recently did a video that was over an hour long to go over them all. And there is more to the Druid stuff than we originally thought. So to go over that now, first off, Staff 2. Staff 2, now you fire it at an ally and it does a pulsing healing field around them. It's actually pretty good. It's a very short cooldown, 8-second cooldown. It does 4 pulses. And when I was running around Drizzlewood Coast for a few minutes earlier, it was doing like 700 per pulse. So you're looking at around 3k AoE healing. Also, it doesn't say it has a target cap. Now, it did not have a target cap before. However, before, the tiny wisp had to pass through the person to do the healing. So it was a lot harder to notice. You needed a lot of melee packed around an enemy for the little thing to get a lot of healing off. Now it is much easier to do. So that's the only real change to the staff skills. The second thing is the pets themselves. They took away the minus 20% to all pet stats. Now, if you look here, there's a tooltip error. It does still say pet attributes minus 20%. We have already checked the attributes of the pet while I was a druid, as well as while I was an untamed, and the panel here was the same with both. So it appears that they did properly I would say buff the pets. They just removed the nerf of the pets, but the tooltip still shows minus 20%, which was in error. The next thing, all glyphs used to be 60-second cooldown, they're now 48. That is because Verdant Etching, which used to reduce the cooldown of glyphs by 20%, now instead gives glyphs protection. I feel like for PvE druids, you'd probably take Verdant Etching. Celestial Shadow and Natural Stride are very good for PvP. For PvE though, you usually always have swiftness from your party. You don't really need stealth unless you're doing some like skips through fractals or something. You're probably going to take Verdant Etching just for the extra protection. The passive astral power from Lingering Light was moved to Natural Mender, which gives you the freedom to take anything over here for any game mode. I would imagine for PvE, druids are still going to want to use Lingering Light for the healing bonuses, but for PvP, it gives you the freedom to take Ancient Seeds and still get the battery from this at the same time. Let's talk about the glyph. All right, so the glyph no longer prevents the application of new conditions, but for the non-astral form, but it does give stability, still cures conditions, and does less pulses now. It still does 6 pulses, 2 cleanses per pulse, still cures 12 conditions. Also, it's no longer channeled. It's a 1-second cast, and then it just goes. It just goes on its own, and you can do other things, and you see the stability is pulsing, so you end up with 6 pulses of 4 seconds of stability, which build up to 4 stacks of stability at the highest point. Astral Form is even juicier. Astral Form, you fire it, and you get Vigor and Regen per pulse and Stability per pulse. The Prot you get because of the trait, so you only get 1 application of Prot. And it does the revive per pulse. That's the one that makes you, oh, would you revive a whole stack of people? Now, a couple of cool things I've noticed. One, you can drop Astral in the middle of casting it. Even the 1-second cast, you can drop Astral in the middle of casting it, and it will still come out as an Astral Form, which is very awesome. So, that's great. In World v World, you could just like, and then just like run, and it might revive a pile of people. It might. Keep in mind, it's only a 48-second cooldown in PvE now. With Alacrity, it'd be about 39. So very frequently, you can use that quite often. Let's talk about Astro Form. They changed the seed. This is what the seed looks like now. It casts very, very quickly. I'm going to give myself quickness here, adjust self, add boons, utility, and quickness, and do that again. This is how quickly the animation is now. Before, this ability, as any druid healer could tell you, this would often miss. It would often miss. So, that's a little bit of healing. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You could do it while channeling. So if I go into Astral again, channel Astral 4, I can do Astral 2 while I'm channeling Astral 4 and 5. You can do them at the same time. You can also, I need to drop Astral for just a second to reset my Astral power. I could be doing Astral 1 spam and throw Astral 2s in there at the same time. So basically, no matter what you're doing in Astral Form, if it's the 1, 3, 4, or 5, you can use the 2 at the same time because it no longer has an animation. The Astral 2 can be done while doing anything else. And it's a small amount of healing, blinds a target. That's for those of you who don't know, that's actually a CC on raid bosses. A lot of people I found don't know that. Blind actually does do damage to break bars. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing, and you can do it while you're doing other things. And then also it cures 1 condition. So every one of these cures 1 condition off of up to 5 people in the area. So that is very interesting, and wasn't expecting that. But yeah, Glyph of the Stars, you could do Astro Form, drop it mid-cast, Staff 2, better than I thought it would be, like to see it, would definitely love to hear from people trying it out in Worldview World, how it works with, you know, blobs moving around, because it follows you. And the pets are no longer neutered, and the Astral Form 2 is much improved. So, just wanted to make this little video just to show a bunch of people, you know, the weird little intricacies that we have found so far. And yeah, I'll be back if I find anything more.